Okay, so before we even get started, I'm going to run off two definitions just straight off the bat. Loyalty is defined as the quality of being loyal or a strong feeling of support or allegiance. Now, fidelity is defined as faithfulness to a person, a cause, or belief demonstrated by continuing loyalty and support. It also means sexual faithfulness to a spouse or partner. One of the biggest things that I feel we are missing the mark on is not understanding what it means to truly define the terms that we use on an everyday basis. I really want to illustrate the point that a lot of us may have been asking for or may be asking for the wrong thing in relationships. That goes for male and for female. A lot of us are banging loyalty, 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 loyalty. Shout out to Kendrick, West Coast. Anyway, I really feel like we've been using the wrong words and the wrong terms to illustrate and express what we really and truly desire from the people that are closest to us. My name is Fallon Favors. Thank you for joining me for another episode. So again, going back to defining terms and words, this is something that I do often. It's something that I actually enjoy is when I'm finding myself using a lot of words over and over again throughout my conversation, through my journaling. I hope you guys are journaling, of course. Any of those things, I'm really looking to see what words keep coming up and keep surfacing. Or of course, if you're like, scrolling on your phone, on Instagram, YouTube, any of your social media platforms, and you are looking at different people talking about this topic or that topic, and you're constantly hearing trigger words, I am very intrigued and interested to truly go to the dictionary, which is now Google Child Dictionary. I'm dating myself. That used to be kids when there was a book and it had words in it, and you would flip through the pages and you would find the word that you're looking for, and the definition would be stated right next to it. But you Google a word, of course, you will see what the true definitions of these words mean. I implore you to do that. I challenge you to do that. And you will be so surprised at what comes back. What you're thinking that this word represents because of what it means to you on an emotional level, it's probably not as what it's defined as in the dictionary. So, as previously stated, loyalty is something that all of us, I would pretty much say all. I don't know too many people that are not interested in receiving loyalty from some, the people that are closest to them. But based on the definition that I just expressed, nowhere in that wording does it say anything about sexual faithfulness. I'm only talking to this one person. I am committed and devoted to only one person in all ways conceivable. That means sexually, mentally, emotionally. I am only devoted to that one person. That's not what the definition said. In fact, the definition, again, expresses that there is an allegiance to a certain person or a certain cause. And allegiance means like, how you remember back in the day when you were a kid, I pledge allegiance to the flag. Allegiance is like your staunch advocacy. I am riding for this team, hell or high water. I got this team's back. I got this side's back, the ops and all of that stuff, whatever, I don't... I'm only riding with my team and my team only. That's what allegiance means. But it doesn't say anything about being solely devoted to one person, but that is the label that we have attached. And that is what we've insinuated through our interactions with the people that are closest to us in reference to the term and the whole idea of loyalty. One major part that I want to interject, which is the basis of this conversation today, if we're talking about romantic relationships and we're talking about why there seems to be such a disconnect between men and women as it pertains to loyalty. For example, on average, a lot of women are saying that loyalty to them means sexual exclusivity. And I would also argue that for men, it's the same thing. They think about loyalty in terms of exclusivity, sexual exclusivity, majorly as well. So men are saying, I want that loyalty from you, but it's not the loyalty that I'm willing to provide. And if they're not saying it, which quite honestly, a lot of men are not being very vocal and open and transparent about what they mean and what they feel around the term and the energy surrounding loyalty. They're saying, I don't want you sleeping with anybody else. I don't want you entertaining anybody else romantically. I want you only devoted to me, sexually, mentally, etc., etc. However, What I have seen and what I have experienced and witnessed and studied through my own situations and others as well, men define their loyalty towards their women differently. And I know that this may be jarring. Some of you guys may be aware of this, some of you may not. They, I feel, are really expressing the true definition of what loyalty really means, which again is allegiance. If you talk to the average man, the man is going to say, I am in complete allegiance to this family and to you. I will not leave you. I will hold you down. If you need me, I will be there through the thick and the thin. I got your back. I will take care of you. I will stand up for you. I will ride for you. I really feel that that's what they mean by I'm going to be loyal to you. A lot of them, and I don't want to speak in absolutes, and I will never speak in absolutes, but a lot of them do not think of their loyalty that they are given to their women as sexual exclusivity. And women are using the same gauge that they, demonstrate their loyalty to the man. They're expecting that same loyalty back. And when they don't receive it, they're bitter, they're resentful, and moreover, they're confused. How can you expect of me to be sexually exclusive with you, but you're not being sexually exclusive with me? I thought, where's all this loyalty? You preach loyalty so much because child, men be on that loyalty train. I mean, I just want a girl that's loyal. I want her to be solid. She just gotta, be loyal. There's so much, again, around this loyalty concept. And for a lot of women, they do become disenchanted because they feel like, hey, this loyalty that you've been asking and demanding in this relationship, you're not willing to reciprocate that. This is the reason why it is vital that we look up these definitions. And not only that, that's kind of like the kind of behind the scenes that you can do just for your own self-development and self-awareness. What you really want to do is start having conversations around these topics and not assume that because you look at a certain concept a certain way, that certain person looks at it the same way. All of the terms of your arrangements, whether this be romantic, familial, because you do have to set boundaries with family members as well, friends, whatever. You want to make sure that the terms of those relationships are stated very clearly. The expectations are stated very clearly. Otherwise, you definitely will end up in a lot of the situations we've all ended up in when we feel that we have been betrayed or done wrong. Now, switching gears, if we go to the fidelity definition, I came across the word fidelity in watching one of my astrology videos. I was watching something studying astrology, and they used the term fidelity. And I said, fidelity? Let me look that up. And when I saw that word, it was just kind of like a light bulb popped up, and it was like, okay, so unbeknownst to many of us that are walking this earth, we are requesting and demanding loyalty when what we really should be demanding and requesting is fidelity. What we really want, ladies and gents, is fidelity. So don't blame yourself. You've been asking for the wrong thing. You've been insinuating that you want a certain type of reciprocated energy that keeps you safe and keeps you protected and respected. And you feel like it falls under the umbrella of loyalty, but it really falls under the umbrella of fidelity. And I think all of it is relative, right? I feel like loyalty, fidelity, allegiance, all of those things are energies in which when you're trying to have that kind of really close and intimate relationship, you want to feel those things because you want to feel that you're safe to really expose your truest vulnerabilities, your softer sides of yourself. So you do want those things to kind of fortress around you as you go on that path and through that journey. And again, the reason why this is important, if we go back to the point of men not really reciprocating that same loyalty energy to the women that they're involved with, but they are expecting that same thing because they're not being asked specifically for fidelity, or the terms of the agreement are not really being discussed. Men are going off and feeling like, hey, what's the big deal? I am giving you, because their idea of loyalty is I'm showing up. I'm here, I'm present, holidays, birthdays, emergencies, family things, anything that you need, you're stranded on the side of the road. A lot of men feel like that is their loyalty. That is their allegiance to you. I am not going to leave you in the dust. You will be my top priority. You will be the person that I put first. But that's kind of where it ends for a lot of men, and they do not see their sexual infidelity as disloyalty. And again, I think a lot of it is because we are not talking about what these terms mean. As always, I don't really like to talk about the problem without having a solution. So if you are in that situation where any of this sounds familiar to you, which I'm sure a lot of you guys, it will resonate, pull your partner to the side and have this conversation about what does loyalty mean to you. If y'all really like that and are friends, which I hope anybody that you guys are dating, there's some element of friendship involved in your relationship, pull up the definitions right there on the spot when you guys are having the conversation and show them that, hey, did you know that this is how loyalty is defined? Did you know that this is how fidelity is defined? And this is really what we probably are looking to achieve within this relationship. How do you feel about that? What do you think about that? Because then when you are spelling out the terms of the arrangement very clearly, if somebody steps outside those boundaries, we know that it was intentional. You didn't just stumble upon a situation and didn't know that this was going to be a problem for what it is that we are building in this relationship. And then they have to be culpable and accountable as a result. But when those terms have not been communicated, when it's been insinuated that, okay, if I'm saying I'm loyal, you already know what that means. No, they don't. And it's really crazy too. You will also see men be very kind of offended when women, have that kind of energy towards them where it's like, you disloyal, you for the streets, you da-da-da-da-da. When they feel like, no, girl, I've been showing up for you day in and day out. How can you say I didn't love you? How can you say I didn't care about you? Because that's what ends up happening a lot of times too. If a woman is betrayed, if a man shows disloyalty or is not proving his fidelity within a relationship, a lot of the times a woman is gonna say, you didn't love me, you didn't care about me, you were disloyal, I can't trust you. Again, for a man, he may be looking at it like, if I've shown up for you in all of these different ways and I've been a pillar in your life, someone you can lean on, for your family to lean on, I've been there for you, how can you say I don't love you because I've had a sexual relationship with someone else? In my previous video, you'll see also that I said, we are so fundamentally different. Male and female energy. I won't even say men and women, although you can definitely allude to that. But for my people that are same-sex couples, whatever, just the masculine and the feminine energy are very different. And different for a reason. So it is so important that we have these conversations to just make it very clear so no feelings get hurt. We can build together without feeling the pressure of having to fit into these societal norms or wearing these jackets and these labels and these definitions that don't even resonate with us. We are using words, we're using phrases in our everyday speech and language, and we don't even know what these words mean. We're using these words based on the definition and the meaning that they evoke or that come up based on our experience that someone else has told us this is what we should use, or this is how we should feel, or this is how we should think. We need to come up with our own game rules. We need to come up with our own definitions. We need to come up with our own basis for interacting with each other so we can grow and we can really thrive and flourish in our relationships for however long these relationships last, friendships last. While they're with us to teach us whatever they're supposed to teach us, we want to make sure that they're as high vibe as they possibly can be, as to not detract from our journey, our growth, what it is we're trying to accomplish. Everything just kind of stays on the up and up, and that positive energy sustains. Say it with me, you guys. Fidelity, not loyalty. It's really fidelity that we're asking for. It's really fidelity that a lot of us are looking to foster and nurture in our relationship. So just remember that the next time you are having your conversation with your significant other, your boo, whomever, fidelity is what you really want. I want to thank you guys for joining me for another episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share if this resonates. More than anything, I just want to know if you guys have experiences that are similar to this. Have you really gotten tripped up with having a conversation with your boo or whatever, and I am loyal, but what about the fidelity aspect? Isn't that something that's really crazy when you think about it and you look up these words, that you may have been asking for the wrong thing the whole time, or just maybe not speaking up and being vocal about what it is that you truly want, in the relationship. So definitely want to know that. Drop it in the comments, and I will see you guys next week. I love you so much. Peace.